What's up, everyone? Back for another Whodunit Beer review. And today's beer, once again, comes courtesy of a very good friend of mine and viewer of the channel, Jeff, aka NoJinx. So in the description box, I'll post a link to the beer mail unboxing video I did that contains all the goodies Jeff sent my way. And he sent me 4 different Whodunit beers. I've already reviewed the first 2. The first one, I didn't do a great job on. I would call that a fail. The second one, I thought I did a pretty good job on. So we have the third one here today. And if this is the first time that you are watching a Whodunit Beer review, you might be asking yourself, what are Whodunit Beer reviews? Well, they're basically a blind/mystery beer reviews where somebody will wrap up and conceal a beer, like Jeff did with this one, and then they will either send or give me said beer, and I will review the beer like I do any other beer on my channel, with the lone exception being I have no idea what the beer is. So at the end of the review, I try to guess the beer's style, its ABV, and if I'm feeling froggy, I might jump and try to perhaps guess the exact beer itself, although that is rare, and then I will rate the beer and reveal it to both you and myself. So, what do I know about this beer? Another 16 ounce, I was going to say 12 ounce, another 16 ounce can from Jeff. Jeff resides in Michigan, and that's all I know. It's got this holiday wrapping paper. It has upside down, though. It's upside down. It does say do not open until, I'd imagine, it says Christmas. Now, I do have a little bit of a breach here. I just want to be upfront with you guys here. There's a little bit of a breach. All I can see is that it has a label that's black, and it definitely is in a can. I don't see anything else on there, so not cheating or anything. That's kind of how the beer came through my fridge. I didn't actually notice it until right now. I was like, oh, it has a little bit of a tear. So whatever. If I can make out what this beer is before I drink it because of that, then I am amazing. But I'm not amazing, as you guys know, because you watch my beer review. So I'm definitely not amazing. Anyway, let's crack this one open. Been in my fridge for almost an hour. The first 2 have been like big imperial stouts. This one looks more like a hazy or something. So let's give it a pour here. Oh, maybe not. Definitely not a hazy. Oh boy. So that is looking, right from the get-go, I'm going to say that's like a barley wine. Yeah, maybe a barley wine. It's the first thing that comes to mind. So that looks like, to me, like I said, a barley wine. It has this really nice caramel, orange, almost copperish type of tone. Very hazy and murky, and definitely not see-through. You can't really see anything through it. Has about a half a finger of this straight-up tan-colored head. Looks pretty awesome to me. Again, I don't know exactly what this beer is, but it kind of has those like barley wine kind of look to it. Yep, barrel-aged barley wine, I'm going to say right from the get-go. Oh, this smells awesome. So I'm getting tons of like dark fruits and like just fruity kind of vibes in nature. So there's raisin and plum and fig and sweeter dark cherry, and then like more of like a almost like a gummy kind of sweet candied like fruit character. Is it barrel aged though? I don't know. Caramel, toffee for sure. It has this weird kind of character too that I'm not really picking out all that well. It might be like a kind of like a spice that. What is that? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. It has some kind of weird note to it that actually it smells familiar, but I'm just not placing it in my brain right now. But yeah, it nice like caramel toffee, like almost like toasted bread type of quality. This to me can be one of 2 things, and I know this is gonna sound weird, but this has like barley wine-esque characters to it. So I'm gonna say like barley wine, almost old ale-ish. But then I'm getting something that could be like a big winter warmer because there's like a spiciness, like almost like an allspice or cardamom or something, but something different in here. Yeah, I don't know if this is barrel aged though. When I first smelled, I was like, okay, barrel aged barley wine. No, I don't know if this is barrel aged anymore. I'm going to say I don't think it is based on those, but there's only way to find out for sure, and that's, well, to reveal the beer, but to drink it and see if my palate does a little bit better than my actual nose. So let's get into it. Cheers, everybody. Thanks again, Jeff. I'm going to say it's not barrel aged, and if it is, wasn't in the barrels long, or the base beer's kind of taken over. Definitely a bigger beer, but not too big. I want to say this is imperialized, but I don't think this is like 12, 13%. I say this is somewhere between 8 to 10. Actually going to pour the rest in here right now, just in case there's goodies at the bottom that I need to get to. So caramel toffee, molasses, honey, sweeter notes to this one. Could be an imperial red, but yeah, there's a lot of like fruit character, middle of the palate. Like I said, more of like raisins, dates, sweet, dark cherry, sweeter kind of fruits, like almost like, you know, candied fruits, like candied jelly fruits. Really nice body on this one. Definitely like lower side of full body. So this is a bigger beer, I'm going to say. I'm not getting a ton of alcohol. The style, the body, the flavors I'm getting, this would be an indication that this is imperialized something, at least 8%, but I can't really tell you exactly how big this beer is. If this beer is well over 10%, I would be surprised. I don't think it is, though. I would probably right in the 10 range. The mouthfeel, soft, smooth. It has a little bit of carbonation there to let you know it's a beer. Yeah, I don't... Yeah, this is all over the place for me. Now I'm getting kind of like a Belgian yeasty thing. Yeah. A little bit of a Belgian yeast, like a spiciness, kind of like almost a coriander clove type of thing. That's maybe what I was smelling in the nose, and I wasn't placing it because my brain was thinking barley wine. Yeah, I think I'm going to look real dumb when I reveal what this is because I'm struggling right now. I think it's one of two things. Either it's a barley wine or it's a Belgian-style quad or Belgian strong dark. It's a can, so I can't tell you there's many Belgian-style strong dark ales or quads that are released in cans, so it's probably not that. I mean, you got Amigang, you got, Boulevard. I don't know if they've canned any of their stuff, some other breweries, but, Jeff lives in Michigan. There's a shit ton of breweries, so who knows? Starting getting warm in the chest, so now I'm starting to think this is a little bigger, too, because of the style. One more sip, and then, because I could take this review for like 25 minutes, because I'm struggling with this. It has a dryness and a spiciness I associate with Belgian-style beers. Now I'm tasting it. So I'm going to say that this is a Belgian-style quad or strong dark. They're very similar in a lot of respects. So I'm going to say one of those two. We'll just say quad just to be exact. 10.2%. Could there be some kind of additions here? If this, I'll tell you right now, if this is barrel aged, I am not picking up on it at all. There's nothing going on. So I'm thinking it's just some kind of barrel or some kind of quad around 10%, 10.2, no adjuncts. If there is, maybe some kind of fruit addition. Outside of that, that's what I'm picking up on. I wouldn't be surprised if it's a barley wine, but that's, again, the first half of the review, I'm like, oh, this is a barley wine for sure. But now that I'm tasting it, the spiciness is giving me that slightly clove coriander, and I was picking up on the nose. I wasn't putting two and two together. So I'm gonna say this is a quad, 10.2%, no adjuncts. Let's see how fucking wrong I am, because this was a struggle, man. I switched a couple different times because I have no idea what I'm doing in general. But yeah, watch this be like a barrel aged quad at like 12%. Can I get this started here? Here we go. Throw that over here. We will tear down the side. I'll try to do the reveal for you guys. Well, where's that little piece that was ripped off? I guess right here. I don't know. Let's see. Who is this? Oh, the tape kind of stuck to the label, so I don't know if I'll be able to do it fully. I don't even know where this is. What are we doing? Why is it stuck? What is this? Here we go. Oh, and look at Joe. The master of the whodunits. Yeah, right. But I did a pretty good job. So I'm glad I switched to Belgian quad and I was picked up on that. Jesus, fucking so much tape, Jeff. Me so orny. Yeah, I get what they're doing there, Jeff. Hilarious. I get what they're doing. But Belgian style quad from Griffin Claw. 9%, 27 IBUs, Belgian style quadruple. So I was off on the ABV by 1.2. But yeah, this definitely drank like a bigger beer. What's the freshness? Do they have a canned on date anywhere? No. So what can we say about this one? Well, we can say that I pretty much nailed it. I said Belgian style quad. That's what I locked in. And that's what I taste in this one. And you might be sitting there going, man, you said barley wine to begin with. Here's the thing. For me, a lot of times barley wine have like an essence, or I should say Belgian style quads have the essence of a barley wine. Like I get a lot of the same caramel toffee, you know, like the rich brown bread, the toasted bread, dark fruits. But what really hit me midway through this review was that on the nose, I was picking up that weird spiciness and I just wasn't placing it. So I changed to Belgian quad because when I tasted it, I'm like, man, I think there's a Belgian spice kind of component from the yeast here that's hitting, like a clove coriander thing. And sure enough, that's where the jamminess, the candied darker fruits and like candied like jelly fruits was coming from for me. This is really, I always say I'm going to rate this, but then I never do before I reveal it. What am I doing? I'm terrible, whatever. I would give this like a high 4 out of 5. I would say like 4.1. I really like this one. It's not super complex for a Belgian quad. I mean, as you've seen, as I reviewed it, maybe like 4 or 5 different characters. The big thing about this one's caramel toffee and then like the Belgian yeast and those like candied, sweeter, dark fruits and like gummy fruits. But yeah, this one is not super sweet, which is nice. It has a nice sweetness, slight residual sweetness, but there's enough like a semi-dry finish, mild bitterness there to kind of break up the monotony of the sweetness and just being too sweet in general. But it's really good. I think it's a well-made beer. Griffin Claw, you know, with a Belgian quad, good job. 4.1 out of 5. I think it's a damn good job. So again, I think I pretty much did a great job outside of, you know, being slightly off on the ABV, but you know, it was only 1.2%. And, you know, I nailed the style, so not much more to say about it. So I think I did a pretty good job. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. Appreciate Jeff sending this one my way. These are so much fun to do. I have one more from him. It's in a 12-ounce bottle, or I think it's a 12-ounce bottle. And then I have one from my buddy Dan. And then I'm out of Whodunit Beer reviews for the foreseeable future. Hopefully, maybe I make some trades with somebody, or somebody hooks me up with some, because these are a lot of fun to do. This is the most authentic and real way to review a beer, because you have no idea. It's just, as my buddy, the aforementioned Dan says, it's just you and me, the beer, camera, and we just go. There's no preconceived notions. I know nothing about the beer. I just know who sent it my way. So yeah, a lot of fun. Thanks again, Jeff. Thanks to everybody stopping by for another Whodunit Beer review. And until the next one, cheers. Oh yeah, like I said, I could tell this is a bigger one because ABV wise is starting to get a warming in the stomach. I would have probably guessed around 9%, 9.5%, but I started getting a warming into my stomach, and that's why I cranked it up to 10.2, because I'm like, could be a little bit bigger. So it hides the alcohol. I shouldn't even say it hides it well. You know this is a bigger beer, so 9% is probably appropriate. So you go into drinking this one, it's not going to hide it as well as you probably think, but it's also not super boozy where you would think this is like 12, 13%. So I think they did a pretty good job overall. Cheers.